We have Mr. S.K. Dutt, Head HR for GI Infotech, a UK-based company which operates globally. Mr. Dutt has also been a panelist in our first session of the day today. It's my pleasure to interact with him on the subject of HR, given his extensive experience in the field. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Dutt, and accepting this invite. It's indeed a pleasure to have you at the conference.
Absolutely, sir. It's my pleasure and honor as well. Thank you very much.
So with the deep insights that you shared with the audience, one of the things I would like to ask for our viewers is, what are the trends that you see in HR in today's world with so much of digital disruption and technology coming in? What's your view?
Thank you for asking that. Very quickly, HR is a evolving subject. As our own Dr. T.V. Rao has said, it is comparatively a new discipline in its current avatar. When we compare that with professions like law, with professions like medicine, etc., this is an evolving one. It has traversed a long journey. It is still evolving and it has to traverse more. But it is maturing in a very nice and logical and relevant way when I speak in terms of people as also business in terms of the business context. It's a learning through which, all of us are evolving across the base of stakeholders. Very interestingly, members of a very senior panel, which comprised of independent directors, very eminent independent directors, were asked the question in terms of how do we engage HR heads more at board level. And the answer which came is, it has to be through NRC of course. But there are a lot of other dimensions in which at the board level also HR needs to be, because it is a business necessity. And when you ask in terms of how do you see HR in terms of, all these changes which are happening, it brings into context the issue of business transformation as well. And HR, instead of being considered as a support function, and I say this because few organizations may be actually using HR as a driving force for the business transformation, but there are several organizations which still need to come to that level, right? So therefore, essentially, HR needs to be the driver of business transformation and business growth. And the entire organization, at the board level and others, all need to sort of learn how to sort of engage HR, because engaging HR is not just about the department. Engaging HR is in terms of engaging the entire talent pool, the talent bank of the organization, and strategically connecting it with the strategic business plans of the organization through business transformation. Thank you.
Thank you so much for those insightful thoughts. Really appreciate, and I'm sure audience will also get some wonderful nuggets out of his responses. Having listened to these wonderful insights, I can't let you go without asking your views on how do you align HR strategies with the business goals?
Great. My thoughts on this are, at the end of the day, it's all about the organization business plan. And typically, business plans are in the realm of the annual business plan, maybe 3 years, 5 years, directional business plans. In today's world, there is no merit in going beyond 5 years, as much as we can have for a longer period of time. But more practically, it is a 3 to 5 year with annual business plans in place for each of the financial years. HR plan is a part of the business plan. The business plan, very simply put, seeks to achieve business goals. And in terms of organization capability, HR needs to ensure that it builds the organization capability, and it has the capability of the organization in place to be able to achieve those business goals. Whatever that the organization already has in terms of achieving those goals is a great thing to have. Whatever the organization does not have is something that HR needs to plan through strategic planning, through very mundane manpower planning, or whatever that it takes, succession planning, talent attraction, employee value proposition, all of that, to be able to achieve those business goals. So essentially, HR is a byproduct of the business plan, and therefore, whatever are the strategic and general goals of the business plan, actually cascade down to whatever that HR needs to deliver, just as any other function would need to deliver in terms of contributing to the overall business plan.
Thank you so much for your thoughts on that. Talking about goals, how can I miss the evaluation process? So in such a dynamic business and ever-changing environment, how do you make sure that you have a PMS that's adaptable and equally effective at the same time?
Thank you for asking that. I think that follows in a natural sequence. So thank you for asking that question. My first response, and I assume that I'm speaking with experts on the other side of the camera as well. My first response is that PMS as an exercise in organizations need to be far more engaging, far more encouraging and inspiring than what we have in many organizations, not all, right? Because across the world, whenever, at least the English-speaking world, whenever we speak of performance management systems, there is a kind of, like especially for people who are being appraised. I think it needs to be far more constructive, it needs to be far more engaging, and it needs to be far more inspiring. Having said that, as an HR professional who has seen the industry for decades, it's easier said than done. I fully appreciate the dynamics, the ground realities which are involved. But even if it's a few, those organizations are succeeding in making PMS a great experience where people who are being appraised as also the appraisers, to sort of use the jargon in a cliched manner, are together collaborating, not as a post-mortem or an ante-mortem, but engaging to achieve common goals. And when we talk in terms of common goals, those have to be goals which are, there is an ownership to the goal on both sides. And I think that is where communication, dialogue, and acceptance is far more important at stage one itself. But talent also presupposes capability, right? And therefore, organizations parallelly also need to ensure that the right person is being put on the right job. Having said that, as an organization culture, we need to also build collaboration, we need to build enthusiasm, we need to keep nurturing motivation, so that importantly, the discretionary whatever is the voluntary effort, that is something which is found forthcoming in people, so that overall ownership in the organization is created. If that is achieved, capability, and then obviously goal setting and criteria, whether it is OKR, KPI, or whatever else that we use in terms of this, it becomes simple. As long as we ensure that the right people are in the right job, whether it is through career planning, succession planning, etc., and also ensuring that people are engaged and they have the ownership and the targets are co-owned by the organization and them, because they are one and not two different segments. Thank you.
Excellent. And how can I let you go without what I say to my team always at all the events, that if you liked what you saw, tell us. If you didn't, tell the world. In a way, it's a way to get feedback for us. What would you say about the event so far that you've attended?
I genuinely liked it very much. What I appreciate the most is your eye for detail. That was very important. Every single thing. So both at the macro and the micro level, I think the organization was excellent. The speakers are of excellent profile. The audience, very importantly, because a speaker only gets enthused when it's an enthused audience.
Absolutely.
I think that audience was great. We did not have people, continuously coming in, going out and things like that. That was managed very well. Overall, an excellent experience, really. And I must congratulate you for having been able to organize such an excellent summit.
Thank you so much.
You.
We've always believed that when the learner is ready, the teacher appears. To wonderful speakers and as well as to the audience for being there. You heard the command for yourself. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thanks. Really appreciate it. Thank
Pleasure.
you. Thank you. Thanks.